of Assistant to the Vice President, J.D. Vance.
What are you talking about? That's just what he looks like.
J.D. Vance.
Yeah.
What does he actually look like? Because
Nobody knows. He's got cheeks
he's
like
got
a
those
chipmunk.
plump, rosy cheeks. He's got those big old bug eyes. He's kind of got a sweaty sheen to him.
Mm-hmm. There was the one where he has the curly hair, and then someone made it 3D. Is just absolutely fucking incredible. So good.
Song of the country, sung at my little girl Suba, number one explorers and sugar. All of the countries have inferior sugar.
Any day we can put out a video in the year of our Lord 2025 without having to put Donald Trump or Elon Musk's face on the thumbnail is a day to celebrate.
Woo!
But those days are few and far between.
So enjoy them.
Politics is simply inescapable, and this episode is no exception. But thank you, Lord, for providing a politics story that we can lead off with that has nothing to do with politics, aside from some very political subtext.
Sure.
U.S.-Canada relations are on the rocks at the moment, for some very stupid reasons that are entirely the fault of the U.S. side. Centuries of North American friendship, good vibes, and commerce ruined by one very petty president who can't take no for an answer. So far, it's just a pointless trade war with our neighbor to the north, making things more expensive for everyone. But there's also the mob boss-style, not-so-veiled threats from Trump that unless Canada agrees to be annexed by the U.S. and become our stupidly large 51st state, we might just have to take what's rightfully ours by force. It'd be a real shame.
But you're going to love being the longest state.
Longest, tallest, biggest.
Yeah. Now, to be clear, the idea of the U.S. invading Canada is still so ridiculous and stupid that it almost certainly will not happen. But the fact that it's even being implied is understandably alarming for Canadians, who take great pride in not being American.
It's their favorite thing about themselves.
Yeah, especially, during the Bush years, traveling abroad, it was always a very nice and easy thing to say, hey, I'm Canadian, actually.
Yeah, it was
none of my business.
Popular to buy a Canadian flag patch and put that on your backpack while you're going across Europe.
Yeah.
Nope, sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
Not my problem.
But while a shooting war is off the table for now, other kinds of fighting have already begun. The recent NHL Four Nations tournament featured plenty of physical violence between U.S. and Canadian players. And now this week, the fight has crossed over from the world of sports to the animal kingdom. Despite being a symbol of the United States since its founding, the bald eagle was only officially recognized by Congress as our national bird a few months back, when there were definitely more urgent matters for them to be addressing, as you've seen as things have played out in the past couple of weeks.
Probably could have used that time.
Amy Klobuchar was on the ball.
Yes, she was.
Meanwhile, up in Canada, their national bird is, of course, the Canada goose. Oh, wait, hold on. It's not? It's the gray jay? That little guy? This little Tweety bird?
No, I don't think so.
We're going to have to change that. Maybe they should become the 51st state.
Yeah, that's not you got to pick something bigger, stronger, scary.
Even the baseball team is the Blue Jays. Come on. All right, well, let's just pretend that we didn't learn that, and we're just, for the sake of argument, say that the national bird of Canada is the one that all Canadians honor and cherish. It's the Canada goose, because it makes the story better. Here's The Guardian.
For the second time in weeks, a Canadian icon has emerged as the unlikely victor in an existential battle on the ice. Mervyn Sakira, an Ontario photographer, was out with his family on a recent morning when they spotted a bald eagle descending towards a frozen lake. Sensing a looming attack on unsuspecting prey, Sakira scanned the landscape and saw a Canada goose, alone and vulnerable. For the next 20 minutes, lens trained on the battle, Sakira watched what he expected would be a lopsided fight with a grim coda. Through bursts of his shutter, however, he captured a defiant goose fending off death. I've seen bald eagles take a lot of things, from ducks to muskrats, but this is the first time I've seen a bald eagle go in for something as big as a goose, he said. Despite multiple attacks by the eagle, the goose remained unbowed. The raptor, defeated, flew off. At a time when Canada's sovereignty has come under unprecedented threat from Donald Trump's U.S., the battle between the two birds closely associated with each country has emerged as the latest symbol of tensions between the two countries.
Oh, shit.
This week, Trump put a 25% tax on most Canadian goods and has further aggravated his northern neighbor, derisively calling it the 51st state and pledging to annex the world's second largest country.
And yeah, if the symbolism of this weren't enough, These photos look like something Time magazine would have had to hire an artist to create for one of their covers.
Whoa.
It's just perfect. The only way that the symbolism could truly evolve from this peak is if the bald eagle did, in fact, take control of and then inevitably consume another muskrat. One in particular that is just at the forefront of my mind. But what symbolism that would be.
That I would like what that was telling me.
Yeah. Now, we've repeatedly covered the fact that bald eagles are absolute dickheads, and therefore they are the perfect national symbol of our country. And these photos show a Canada goose minding its own damn business and then being harassed by one very persistent dickhead who is way too confident in itself. Bald eagles might look scary, but they're mostly just opportunistic scavengers. And geese might seem harmless, but they can put up a hell of a fight if you provoke them. We got them here, Echo Park. You don't let your kids or animals near those fucking geese. They will make quick work of you.
They will stand their ground.
Yes. But yeah, maybe there's a lesson here. I mean, we're just anthropomorphizing animals, but maybe there is a lesson. Maybe there is something to a Canada goose and an American bald eagle fighting, and then the American bald eagle going, Because actually that's happened twice politically.
Yeah.
Because Trump both times has been like, you know what, trade war, turns out not a great idea.
Well, we'll see. It's just every month now.
Yeah, well,
We're doing tariffs. Well, okay, maybe not all the tariffs.
the thing is,
but we're going to do it again in a month and see what happens.
for your average Americans, they don't have enough money to really take advantage of this, because what he's doing is he's intentionally wrecking the economy one morning and then reversing the tariffs the next morning. So what you would assume is happening is a bunch of rich people are buying the dip, the artificially created dip.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Anyways, before we dive fully into today's political bullshit, and we're already on the topic of animals, so let's do some more animal news before subjecting ourselves to the horrors yet again. On the Tonight Show, they'd always say, we don't have anything to do, bring out an animal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here in California, we're used to people who've never stepped foot in our beautiful state, describing it as an absurd dystopian hellhole, even though the only truly dystopian aspect of living here is how goddamn expensive it is. But here's some new material for all the California haters out there, and it's totally true this time. They want us to eat rats. Simple as that. Simple as that. They do. Gavin Newsom and Nancy Pelosi are going to force us all to eat rats while she has a refrigerator full of Jenny's ice cream.
No, I will not.
Yeah, we'll skip the rat thing. Yeah, the Enola Gay.
But meanwhile, the purges continue
This is stupid, yo.
until morality improves. And the purges continue to be very, very dumb. The DEI purge specifically has very obviously mostly just involved using basic word searches for words that have woke associations, getting rid of anything they're attached to, regardless of the many other contexts those words could possibly be used in. And here's the latest example of that via Newsweek.
Images of Enola Gay, the aircraft that dropped an atomic bomb on Hiroshima in Japan, are among those targeted by the U.S. military in an initiative to eliminate content related to diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI. They are among a number of photos unrelated to DEI that have been mistakenly flagged, including those from an Army Corps of Engineers dredging project in California, seemingly because an engineer in the image had the last name Gay. The vast majority of the Pentagon purge targets women and minorities, and it also removes a large number of posts that mention various commemorative months, such as those for Black and Hispanic people and women. Images of historically significant military achievements or personnel, such as the Tuskegee Airmen and the first female Marine Corps infantry graduates, have been flagged for removal. And a photo of Army Corps biologists was on the list, seemingly because it mentioned they were recording data about fish, including their weight, size, hatchery, and gender.
Gender!
Oh,
Woo! Get rid of it. This
Wow.
is so stupid. Also, just listen, I'm the last guy you should come to for advice about respecting the troops, but this is very disrespectful to the fucking troops.
It's erasing military history.
Yeah, the Tuskegee Airmen, the women passing Ranger School or whatever. I'm like, these are achievements that should be fucking celebrated. It's not DEI. Fuck off. Anyways, much like with USAID, there are some on the left that are glad that Trump is totally accidentally and for the totally wrong reasons targeting things that they find shameful about this country. But He's not against dropping the atomic bomb because of the massive civilian death toll. And he's not against USAID because foreign aid is often used as a cover for CIA operations. He's just against them because they are woke and gay.
Yeah.
And in a similar vein, Musk's attempt to sell off a bunch of government buildings this week seems to have accidentally confirmed the long-rumored location of a secret CIA facility in Virginia.
Oops.
We did it.
Yeah.
So thank you, comrades Elon and Donald, for your tireless work against the evil American empire. It's much appreciated.
Yeah. Well, again, going back to like the first term when people were afterwards, it didn't end out as positively as we had hoped, but massive arrest with January 6th, a lot of indictments, impeachments. It was like, okay, well, maybe the swamp is, getting drained, but in a different way, but still getting drained. And now it's like he's dismantling America. He's doing it in a very weird way.
He's dismantling America, the good parts and the bad parts. And I guess you can celebrate getting rid of the bad parts, but it's the good parts they're going away too.
Throwing out the bathwater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A whole America-sized bathtub filled with the nastiest, swampiest bathwater you've ever tasted.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, back to the news now. And if you have spent any amount of time on social media, specifically in the past few days, you have probably noticed a massive influx of bizarre looking versions of Assistant to the Vice President, J.D. Vance.
What are you talking about? That's just what he looks like.
J.D. Vance.
Yeah.
What does he actually look like? Because
Nobody knows. He's got cheeks
he's
like
got
a
those
chipmunk.
plump, rosy cheeks. He's got those big old bug eyes. He's kind of got a sweaty sheen to him. That's the J.D. Vance I know. He's bald like an egg.
He's hiding so many cryptocurrencies in those cheeks for later.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, it appears as though J.D. Vance has become the next evolution of Pepe the Frog, basically.
Yeah.
That's all I can think about.
We went through the trauma of having Pepe turned into a Nazi.
symbol.
So this time we're taking someone who's already a Nazi and making him Pepe.
Yeah, we're turning him into a joyful experience.
Yeah, you can't milkshake duck this J.D. Vance because we already know he sucks. We know, and that's why it's funny.
Yeah, it's like Pepe the Frog, but instead it's embraced by the left instead of how Pepe was repurposed to fit the ideology of the alt-right white nationalism.
I think everyone, regardless of your beliefs, can enjoy
A J.D. Vance
these
meme.
J.D. Vances. Every new one I see brings. I almost hurt myself at the gym today because I was between sets. I was doing some chest presses and I was looking at these J.D. Vance memes and I saw one that just killed me. And I'm like, all right, the minute's up, time to go. And it was dangerous. Do not look at J.D. Vance memes at the gym.
Or while operating heavy machinery.
Don't do it.
There was the one where he has the curly hair and then someone made it 3D. Is just absolutely fucking incredible. So good. But yes, so far, the J.D. Vance memes haven't had the same reality-altering effects. But time can only tell. J.D. Vance is very online.
We're just getting started.
They are hilarious nonetheless. And you can rest assured that J.D. Vance has actually seen these.
Yeah.
And is probably very annoyed by them because he is habitually online.
Officially, though, not mad.
Yeah. Officially, he says he's not mad. And that was
They're
definitely
really
like,
funny, actually.
Yeah.
I am in on this joke.
Anyways, he is always online, especially on X, where he also does, of course, his banking, his takeout, and his laundry. Now, earlier this week, Vance actually replied to someone who was justifiably talking shit to him online, and apparently he assumed that guy's actual name was Jeff Computer.
Oh, wait. Allah Liker, Guns Muslim from the A-Lab podcast, Tarek. Oh, I love this guy's great.
So that led to widespread mockery for hours, and
The hell, dude.
the Jeff Computers account then changed its name again to JD Vance was a DEI admit to Yale Law.
I mean, that's he's a lawyer. They're both lawyers. This is a lawyer joke.
Yeah.
But the A-Lab podcast, great podcast because all of the hosts are actual working lawyers. So they release like one episode a year because they're all busy, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
They only put it out when they got the material, and you know it's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
Anyway, this interaction, coupled with J.D. Vance's big boy chest puffing against Zelensky last week. Have you even said thank you?
Yeah, you gotta say thank you to the president.
Thank you to my daddy.
He was very nice to you.
Yeah. Plus, the existing constant babyface edits of Vance that have appeared online ever since he entered the national spotlight as Trump's pick for vice president. It all boiled over this week, and it resulted in an absolute flood of J.D. Vance memes and edits on a scale that is rapidly approaching Wojak levels of variation and spread. I even fired up Photoshop today to make one of my own. And I'm pretty proud of it.
Yeah,
I put his face on the Costco kid. He's holding a chicken bake.
I hope that the momentum doesn't slow down, because within a week we are going to have thousands of different JD Vance.
It's so good, and you know the real heroes are the ones doing the actual face edits.
Yeah,
it's very easy to take one of the existing faces and just put it in a new scenario.
Well, the
people who are liquefying the face,
a lot of people are doing like Facetune and stuff. But yeah, it is. It, like any good meme, it is taken and repurposed to an infinite degree, getting funnier and less referential to the original as it goes, which is what makes it even funnier. Because as we get to, at some point, people are going to go like, what does JD Vance look like?
Some of these, it is almost unrecognizable. Like if you didn't have the like midpoint, if you hadn't seen the previous memes, if you were just seeing the latest ones, you would not have any way of knowing it was JD Vance.
For real,
Your only reference is a previous meme.
There are literally so many edits of the vice president that one Twitter user correctly exclaimed, in 100 or 1,000 years' time, historians will be unable to say for certain what JD Vance actually looked like.
Was that one attached?
That's a nice looking JD Vance.
Attached to the picture of him with long hair.
That's the only difference. It's like he has long hair and he's a little bit more of a defined jaw. He actually looks pretty attractive in that one, like as far as like a male.
Long hair at the State of the Union.
Now, writing for Gizmodo, Matthew Galt put on his hazmat suit. He took a deep dive into the world of Vance memes. And much like many of us did this week, he also created, or just, for his part, collected just dozens and dozens of
My
rare
favorite
JDs.
are the screenshots of people's camera rolls where it's just like people have like 100 of these saved on their phone.
I have so many of them. I've shared so many of them. It's incredible. So here's some of his reporting. Links to articles are always down in the description below.
Maybe you've seen them. There are new ones every day. The bearded vice president bloats. His eyes grow huge. He's a carnival grotesque. His chin widening, his shape contorting. Often he says, please.
It's the image, the one where he's leaning forward and his face is so round. And he's like, it's like
he's got the little spinner on his head.
There's the one where it's like the viewpoint, like from Zelensky, where he's leaning and he goes, "You didn't even say please to the president." God,
I'm obsessed with these pictures. I have dozens saved on my phone and hard drive. There's goth JD Vance with a giant lollipop. JD Vance as a dying Darth Vader, JD Vance as a nuclear explosion, and JD Vance as Chicken McNuggets.
Oh my god.
And the author concurs that JD has become a modern Pepe, and he says that clowning on the VP is an honored American tradition, adding that what's happening to Vance is no different, but it does seem more intense. I think the reason the memes are so popular and cut across partisan lines is that there is something uniquely alien and awful about Vance. The memes somehow reflect an essential truth about Vance. My favorite of the bunch so far is one that shows off My favorite of the bunch so far is one that shows off a group of the chubby caricatures. And yet a trace of the true self exists in the false self, the meme reads.
God.
This is the heart of it. I imagine the vice president's soul is putrid, a barren and vile thing. The memes show me a small fiction that speaks to a deeper truth.
What the fuck, bro?
look, I don't care.
This all starts.
This is great. I love all these memes. We need way more of them. I remember the couch meme where he would fuck a couch. He looks like a couch fucker.
Started because, like, I mean, when he was selected as Trump's VP, people who hadn't been paying attention were like, wait a second, that guy has a beard now? Because he used to not have a beard, and he used to have a very round, boyish face.
Very boyish, yeah.
So he's clearly he's trying to look a little more manly and mature.
Yeah, and before he was famous for the VP thing, he was the hillbilly elegy guy.
Yeah.
This
is why we need to ban. Like, I agree, we do need to ban books, because look what books got us. It got us JD Vance.
That's right. So we are going to use this space right now to show off some of our favorites that we've collected over the past few days. Enjoy. Maybe if there's enough, maybe I'll put some YouTube library music under it. Maybe I'll buy a song. Who knows?
Yeah.
Do you think they sell the Costco Guys song? Maybe
oh
they do.
shit! If they're smart,
Beautiful.
So I'll start it off with that. Of course, the one that Elliot made where he gave him the Costco treatment.
I was gonna put him on the Rizzler, but I couldn't find like a clear photo of the Rizzler doing his Rizzler face.
Yeah.
And this one just called to me.
I took a one that was already made of him as a
God.
minion and turned it into like a rare Pepe collectible trading
Yeah.
card. Oh, finally some joy in my life.
Yeah, I needed that.
Yeah, thanks.
I don't want-
Thanks to everyone online.
I mean, I don't know if that was good for my soul, but yeah, I'm gonna say it was.
It cheered me up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. Anyway, finally today, we're going to leave you with some good news. But in addition to that news, down here on Earth, something else is happening this week, and it really didn't even seem to register in the national consciousness. Folks, we have landed on the moon.
We landed on the moon.
It happened.
We did it twice actually this week.
Damn.
Yeah. And by
mean-
me, I mean private companies.
Listen, we've already been there. It was a long time ago, though.
Yeah.
And yeah, this was private companies, and yeah, one of the two landers might have actually fallen over after making contact with the south side of the moon's surface. But hey, it's still pretty cool that we're going back there in some capacity, leaving a little bit more trash on the moon's surface to let them know that we were there.
While also acknowledging that finances and resources could obviously be better utilized here on Earth. But it's space, and that's still pretty cool.
Yeah,
I even like when Elon's rockets blow up.
I don't.
Well, I mean, not because of the environmental impacts and everything else. Sorry, I grew up in Florida and went to fucking Cape Canaveral all the time. Just a space kid, I guess. So it is cool.
Anyway, with more on these two moon landings in 2025, here's the Associated Press.
A privately owned lunar lander touched down on the moon with a drill, drone, and rovers for NASA and other customers Thursday, but quickly ran into trouble and may have fallen over. Like one of those Boston Dynamics dogs being kicked over.
Yep.
Damn it.
Bye-bye.
Intuitive Machines said it was uncertain whether its Athena lander was upright near the moon's south pole, standing 15 feet tall, or lying sideways like its first spacecraft from a year ago. Controllers rushed to turn off some of the lander's equipment to conserve power while trying to determine what went wrong. It was the second moon landing this week by a Texas company under NASA's Commercial Lunar Delivery Program. Sunday's touchdown was a complete success. Intuitive Machines' newest Athena lander dropped out of lunar orbit as planned. The hour-long descent appeared to go well until the final approach, when the laser navigation system began acting up. It took a while for mission control to confirm touchdown.
They've had two landers fall on their sides. Like, the fucking BattleBots people solved this shit 20 years ago.
Yeah.
BattleBot gets knocked over.
Yeah, you put a lever to
Put a lever thing on the side and it will lift itself. Yeah.
Yeah, it goes bloop.
Yeah.
Back on its feet.
Hire the BattleBots.
Yeah, we need to send a BattleBot to the moon.
Uh-huh. We need to start fighting Beyblade style on the moon, too.
Yeah. Hours after the landing, Intuitive Machines CEO Steve Altemus said there was conflicting data about how Athena landed and whether it was on its side. The lander was near the intended target site, but a sweep by NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter in the coming days will confirm its position and orientation, he said. On Sunday, Firefly Aerospace became the first private entity to achieve complete success with its Blue Ghost lunar lander on the northeastern edge of the near side of the moon. A vacuum already has collected lunar dirt for analysis, and a dust shield has shaken off the abrasive particles that cling to everything.
This week's back-to-back moon landings are part of NASA's Commercial Lunar Delivery Program meant to get the space agency's experiments to the gray, dusty surface and jumpstart business. The commercial landers are also seen as scouts for the astronauts who will follow later this decade under NASA's Artemis program, the successor to Apollo, which I would say probably in jeopardy. It's going to end up being a SpaceX thing because Trump's in office.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
And Elon's rockets keep going boom. I don't know.
I wouldn't set aside plans.
Yeah. Still, I love space stuff. And I just finished that book, Challengers. I mean, obviously about more things going boom.
Challengers, love that movie. Yeah.
No, Challenger.
Love the tennis. Zendaya, she's so hot.
Challengers, tragedy and heroism at the edge of space. Anyways, great book about the failings of the space shuttle program. Still,
Very cool.
I like space.
So you like when rockets blow up, is what you're saying.
Well, years later, I like reading all of the history about it.
You like it when women astronauts
No, I
plunge
don't.
into the
It's
sea.
very tragic.
Die.
Obviously, very
Wow.
tragic. But a great book.
Rockets that survive, rockets that don't. Doesn't matter to me, Ricky. I just love rockets. Whatever they do. Good ones, bad ones, deadly ones. I just love them all.
Oh, those big flames.
I didn't die. I got to see a nice big boom.
I have wanted to go up to Vandenberg and watch one. Anyways, one day I'd like to see them do the landing.
I would like to see a rocket.
Well, They gotta not blow it up one of these times.
It is odd that like they're doing the astronaut quote unquote rescue mission, and then like it's like a rocket blew up a second ago. Anyways, we'll have you back here in no time. I know it's not the same exact missions, but yeah. Just a little weird. Anyways,
Or fucked. Subscribe to your boys Internet Today. Internet Today. And I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great day. A great life. A beautiful life. Have a beautiful life. And I'll leave you guys off with this.
Ay, 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 por Dios, yo voy a votar por Donald Trump. Repítelo. Ay, 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 por Dios, yo voy a votar por Donald Trump. Mi gente sale a votar sin miedo a la calle. No hay miedo. No te quedes en la casa, así que tú no me falles. Oye, sale a votar, vota con los tres de La Habana. Mano para arriba la gente, ciudadana americana. Ay, 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 por Dios, yo voy a votar por Donald Trump. Repítalo. Ay, 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 por Dios, yo voy a votar por Donald Trump. No me creo la mentira que están poniendo en televisión. Y aunque digan lo que digan, mujeres por Donald Trump.
Yeah, yeah. We know we on top, ruling this island nation. With power and might, digging your salvation. Oh yeah, the anthem bears, raising the flag so high. Under the shadow of our capitalist ally. No need for your fear, we're too strong to fall. Our strength and wealth, the envy of them all. Oil gold, who needs homes when we have power? We're untouchable, every hour. Yeah, march to the anthem of the tyrant's reign. Oh yeah, bow down to the power, feel the burning flame. Oh yeah, we're the force that cannot be tamed. In this nation ruled by the iron fist we proclaim. Yeah, 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 yeah. In the land of the tyrant, where the sun never sets, we march to the beat of oppression's drums. With a powerful ally, our ruling fist is clenched. We'll trample over the weak. Our kingdom will never crumble. From the blood